So this is an EP by fellow Corpse Cartel member and producer and vocalist Adjacent. It's a 7-song EP, as you can see here. And I think we should just get into it. Let's start with track number 1, Do What I Want. That track had a nice, cute vibe to it. I dug it. Talking about butterflies and shit. That was a nice intro. It gave me like being in your hometown in a JRPG feel, and I dug it. And I like your vocals. Like your vocals are different. Like the style, the way you mix them, it's all different. I like that. All right, let's get into Complete Isolation. This track is fire. I already know it, but I will give my full review energy to this track.
Make a beat, launching what? Nintendo. Isolation. I wanna get go to Asian. I wanna get go to Asian. I wanna get go to Asian. Complete isolation. I wanna get go to Asian. I wanna get go to Asian. I wanna get go to Asian.
There were spots where I felt like the vocals were pressed down from the bass, the kick hitting, like it would, like bring the vocals down, at certain points and making it harder to tell. But I've listened to it so much I know like what you're saying the entire time. But for a new listener, it might be kind of a struggle, But either way, it's a dope song. Like I know people who definitely dig it after just hearing it, a couple times. They're like, damn, I fucking love that track. And I don't know if that's like the mix you wanted or if that's just how it ended up. But to me, I feel like you could have cleared that up a little bit for when them kicks are hitting. Next, we have Be Someone featuring Sid, who is another Corpse Cartel member.
Yeah, partner. We getting on this ride or what, partner? Shit. Actually, you're not really my partner, but I'll just let it slide. Just wanted to be someone.
That one is really dope. I like that little Western vibe you threw on there. My only thing is I feel like the vocal presence, like I could understand, for the most part. I just feel like the presence of the vocals, whether it's layering or just boosting them up a little bit, there could have been something there to kind of make you feel more forward, more in your face, more, more present. So that's really, like, so far it's really hard for me to have anything to say about this because I dig it so much. It's really different. This is Gravity, produced by Adjacent and adjacen7.
Popping out the foreign, you work at Hooters, but you ain't got no tits. Money in my bank account is making me pissed. Popping out the foreign, like I gotta take a shit. Popping out the foreign, popping out the foreign.
I like the overall vibe of it, but them flutes stood out. I like that. I love that line, hopping out the foreign like I gotta take a shit. Or like how you work at Hooters and you ain't got no tits or whatever. That shit's funny. That's clever. I like these bars. And again, like maybe the vocal presence could have been, a little more there, but I think I could understand that one a little better than the other ones. Up next, we got track number 5, 100 Rounds Freestyle, produced by Snake World Peace. Let's give it a little listen.
Hey, with 100 rounds, you ain't gonna have a frown. It's gonna be on the ground. Stay on the ground. Stay down. Open the door, I kick in the door. I see this face, no, you do not know. Why they all saying I'll still be slow? This boy, I do not even know. Just pull it out one, yeah. Don't need the front, yeah.
That was a dope little freestyle. My favorite part was that end part, obviously. That fucking...
What are you saying? That's right.
Oh my god, that shit was fucking hilarious. I just like the genuine feel of it. Like, hey, this is a freestyle. Fuck it. Really, the only thing again on this would be the vocal presence, because I like the mixing, and you did do layers on that, so it might just be boosting them up volume wise, maybe compress them, and it's like a retro, like almost like chip tuning your vocals, you know, like bit crushing them, you know. So I like that. This one's called 100 Round Gunnin' plus 100 Round Gunnin'. Maybe this is a sequel to 100 Rounds Freestyle. That shit was dope. I do feel like there were parts of that beat that were louder than they needed to be, that drowned out other parts. But otherwise, I love that beat. That beat's just fucking wild. And like that vocal set, like, I mean, I'm assuming that was you. It might have been like opposite of everything else so far. That probably could have been toned down a little bit vocal wise. Like they could have been a little quieter. But other than that, I dug it. Like, other than parts of the beat being too loud and that vocal maybe being a little too loud. I dig this shit, man. I think Adjacen is seriously onto some shit here with his style. Like, this is a unique style, unique take on like trap music that I have not heard before. The final track on the EP, well, this isn't really an EP. This is almost like a short album. Goodbye, featuring Mango, and Mango is another Corpse Cartel member.
Dirty pictures, baby. I okay. I say I'm my babe. She fuck me, but don't want me. Hey, my shit so simple. Then you don't know that's what you be okay. What am I do myself? What am I do myself? I ain't know myself. I feel like a star. What am I do with myself? What am I do with myself? I ain't know myself. Like a star. Where I go, when I go. Hold me close, you'll never know. What's in my head, I never know who I will become inside. Think it is time to say goodbye.
That one kind of had the same issues, so I mean, I will summarize right now. In conclusion, beats are fire. Even the way the vocals were hit from Mango, from Sid, and from Adjacen himself, the creator of this project. I loved all the angles of the vocals and stuff. I just felt like there could have been presence other than in 100 Round Gunnin'. That was a little too loud, but I feel like it could make it feel more complete if it had that, like the vocals were a little more in your face than they are. And that applied to most of them. And then there was, I think it was, I don't know if there was really any of that audio ducking on the vocals for Complete, or for any of the other ones other than Complete Isolation. It was harder for me to tell. Might have been there, might not have been. Maybe I was vibing too hard. But that shit, either way, really vibed with that project. I think Adjacen needs to keep up with this shit, and this has been his style for throughout. He's got consistency, you know. He's got that continuity in his work, where it's still it feels very like characteristic and personal to him. You know, you can feel the character in there, and I feel like as a whole, this project is dope, and it all kind of makes sense to have it all like that. You know, when you're doing more experimental stuff, it allows you to do different styles and put them all in an album. You know, 100 Gex does shit like that all the time. You know, they got like a ska song and some hard shit, some really EDM influence shit. You know, like they change that shit up. And same with stuff like this. You know, you hear all these different vibes, and it completes the experience. I would say I'd give this about probably like a 7 out of 10. I know that's kind of weak considering the fact that I gave the last project a 7 out of 10, But like with the last one and the vocals, I feel like that is what was holding it back from being like an 8 or a 9, you know, or possibly even a 10. Who knows?